Previously in part 1, Kofi and Amina had to return Amma back to the Water Kingdom and took Afia back home with them. But wait, what happened to Amma and Afia? Sit back and watch as we continue the story. Kofi and Amina lived a simple but happy life with their daughter Afia, after they had returned Amma to the Water Kingdom. Although Afia had grown up strong and healthy, she often heard stories about her twin sister Amma, who lived as a mermaid in the underwater kingdom. These stories, told with a mixture of awe and sorrow, filled Afia with curiosity and a deep longing to meet Amma. Amma, in the underwater kingdom, led a life filled with wonder and luxury, but she was closely guarded by the Mermaid King. The king, fearing for her safety after the events of her past life, when Amma was caught by Kofi and killed, and what they had to go through to restore her life back, forbade her from venturing near the surface. Despite the beauty of the underwater world, Amma felt a void. She longed to experience the human world, and to meet her family above the waves. One sunny morning, Afia went to the river to fetch water as she often did. She sang a familiar tune as she worked, her voice carrying over the waters. Suddenly, the water began to ripple and shimmer. Amma, who had secretly dug a tunnel from her room to the other side of the river, rose from the water. She had heard her sister's songs for years and couldn't resist the urge to see where the song is coming from, because she remembered that song vividly, for that was the song her birth mother would always sing for her as an infant, and couldn't resist meeting the person who heard such melodious song. Afia was startled at first, but then recognized Amma immediately. She's a replica of her. Amma, Afia whispered, her voice trembling with excitement. Yes, Afia, it's me, Amma replied, her voice soft and melodic. They embraced. The bond between them cleared despite the years and the different worlds they had lived in. Amma's fishtail transformed into human legs as she stepped onto the shore, a magical transformation that symbolized her unique heritage due to having a human blood in her veins now. Able to transform to a human, Afia covered Amma with a cloth, and gave her a tour of the village which fascinated Amma. She ate different kind of fruits and food. She saw her parents from a distance and longed to feel their warmth. So an idea came to her. Turning to her sister, she pleaded with her for both of them to switch place. Afia, equally excited, asked if that was possible. Amma nodded, and with her magical staff, she swung it over Afia, who now transformed into a mermaid along with some herbs she took, and immediately both of them switched places temporarily. With Afia taking Amma's place in the underwater kingdom, and Amma experiencing life in the village. Disguised as Afia, Amma returned to the village with her calabash of water. Kofi and Amina noticed a change in Afia's behavior. She was more curious and affectionate than usual. Amina, though puzzled, attributed it to her daughter's growing maturity. Amma reveled in the warmth of her human family. She helped Amina with chores, listened to Kofi's stories about the sea, and savored the simple pleasures of human life. Each night, she lay in her mother's arms, experiencing the love and comfort she had missed. Amma's parents are always busy with kingdom's affairs that they had little to no time for her. She was always left in the care of palace maids and guards. Meanwhile, Afia, disguised as Amma, explored the underwater kingdom. She marveled at the beauty of the coral reefs and the vibrant sea life. However, she also noticed strange behaviors among some palace guards and maids, sensing a dark energy around them. Her gift of seeing beyond what normal eyes could perceive was both a blessing and a curse. One day, she decided to investigate the matter clearly. When the guard Fidici closed from work and left the palace, she followed the tunnels she dug and disguised herself and waited for him on the other side of the kingdom. When Fidici went out of the sight of other mermaid, he immediately transformed himself into a sea shark mermaid with his wicked aura. He swam towards the current, something other mermaids are unable to do. Afia, whose strength are those of a tiger, swarmed along with him from a distance, till they got to a clearing in the depth of the sea, where she saw other maids she had noticed those dark aura around at the palace, discussing on how to eliminate the king and his entire household. With her magical mirror, she recorded their conversation. They were planning on killing the king subtly, using a poison that would be given to him every day for 30 days. so he would die without anybody realizing it. This mission was to be carried out by the chief maid. As for the queen, said Fidici, she has already been struck with a mysterious illness after she used her remaining powers to push the spirit of her daughter into Amma. So wasting her life would be easy, so let's leave her for now. But you see that girl called Amma, Fidici said. She would be lured to the surface as we did before and trapped there, without the power to return to take the throne that rightfully belongs to her. All this was orchestrated by Dory, the exiled brother of the Mermaid King, and his mother, a powerful witch. Afia's heart pounded as she recorded the conspirators' conversation using a magical mirror. Dory's plan was diabolical, and his goal was clear: seize the throne and exact revenge for his exile. Afia, horrified, knew she had to act quickly. That night, she sneaked into the king's chamber, pretending to be scared. "Father, may I stay with you tonight?" she asked, her voice trembling. The king, noticing his daughter's unusual behavior, agreed. Once they were alone, Afia revealed her true identity and the danger that lurked in the palace. "Father, I am not Amma. I am Afia, the daughter of the fisherman." The king was initially furious but calmed down as Afia explained the situation. "Your life and the life of your entire family and this kingdom is under threat." "What do you mean? Where is my daughter?" "Your daughter, my sister, is safe with her human parents. We switched places to experience each other's worlds. But your life and the kingdom are in grave danger. Some of your guards and maids are traitors, conspiring to kill you," Afia said, showing him the recorded conversation. "They tried that with Amma in her past life but couldn't succeed. So now, they have fortified themselves and come back with discreet planning." The king watched in shock as the scene played out on the magical mirror. He thanked Afia for her bravery and quick thinking. They decided to fortify the palace and expose the traitors. The king called for the chief priest of the Mermaid Kingdom. When the chief priest arrived, they discussed their plans. They would fortify the palace to prevent any magic from working inside, and then expose the traitors. This time, instead of exile, the traitors would be sent to the realm of forgottenness, a place of eternal loneliness and madness. The next morning, everyone went about their duties as if nothing had happened. The chief maid brought the king's food as usual. The king pretended to eat but then asked her to taste the food herself. She refused, saying she is not fit to eat from the king's plate. The king persuaded her all to no avail. The king called for all the maids and guards involved in the plot. The king asked them to eat the food one by one, but none agreed to test the food, talk more of eating it. The king then played the recorded conversation for all to see. The doors to the throne room were shut and sealed by the chief priest. The traitors, realizing they had been caught, tried to escape but found their magic useless. They transformed into their true forms, revealing their dark nature. "Dory, my brother," said the king, "I knew a day like this would come, but I will always stay one step ahead of you." "You are fortunate to have caught me this time, Dome," Dory replied, trying to use his magic staff. "What have you done to my staff?" "Your magic is useless here," Dome said. "Your plans has failed once again. You and your accomplices are hereby banished to the realm of forgottenness, where you will suffer eternal loneliness and madness without discovering yourself. Talk more of planning your wicked agenda." No, please forgive." Dory wasn't able to finish his statement when him and his followers vanished into thin air. Peace was restored to the palace. The queen, who had been under a spell for many years, recovered immediately. The king ran to her and hugged her, grateful for their safety and for Afia's bravery. The time for Afia to return to the human world had approached. She started transforming back into a human, but before she could surface, she began choking and suffocating. To thank her for saving his kingdom, the king granted her the ability to breathe underwater. He told her she could visit anytime she wanted. Amma, returning to the water, was surprised to see that Afia, despite being human with legs, could now breathe underwater. Amma's father and mother caught her red-handed as she tried to switch places again and return to the water. The king held Amma's ears playfully and dragged her to his side. "My child, you can't fool us anymore," he said, hugging her tightly. The queen joined the embrace, tears of joy in her eyes. "We missed you so much, Amma." "Amma, with many questions asked father. How did you find out she's not me? Mom, what happened to you? Dad, why are you so happy? Afia, why do you have legs and can breathe underwater? Why is nobody answering me? Domi the king laughed. My child, come, let's go home. It's a long story. Amma and Afia switched back to their respective worlds. They realized how much they had learned and how deeply they cared for each other. Back in the human village, Afia shared her adventures with her parents, who listened eagerly. Kofi and Amina, having suspected the truth, revealed they had known about the twin switch for some time. We saw the difference in your attitude, Amina said. We hoped you would tell us before embarking on such dangerous adventures. Afia, touched by her parents' understanding, said, Thank you for giving us this chance. We needed it. With peace restored, Dome invited Kofi and Amina to visit the underwater kingdom anytime they wished. He granted them both the ability to move freely between worlds, recognizing their importance in their children's lives and the bond they shared. Amma and Afia adventures had just begun, and they were ready to face whatever came their way together. And so, the tale of Amma and Afia, the twin sisters from different worlds, continued, filled with love, adventure, and endless possibilities. Please don't forget to follow us for more stories and don't forget to like, comment, and share our stories. Thank you.